Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Brash Sean's View Entertainment on YouTube.com. Make sure to like this video and subscribe with your Raw review. If you want the latest rumors, news, and headlines with my view and my opinion, make sure to subscribe and share this video all over the entire internet. Now, this was the night that was the final stop to the Royal Rumble. This was the go-home show on Raw tonight for this Sunday's Royal Rumble extravaganza, and boy, did this Raw definitely serve up everything and whet everyone's appetite as it concerns this Sunday's Royal Rumble. Now, Randy Orton would kick off the show confronting Triple H and Stephanie McMahon and saying how he's been disrespected and hasn't been handled the way that a champion should be handled. Pretty much Triple H and Stephanie McMahon just shut up Randy Orton and told him to be a man and step up and show exactly why you are the face of the WWE and why you are the champion of champions. But then Batista would come out and he would promise that he is going to win the Royal Rumble and that he's going to defeat whether it's Randy Orton, John Cena, or anybody else and headline WrestleMania. A pretty good ovation for Batista. Batista looking good. Batista looking fresh. A lot of people hating on his pants and his wardrobe, whatever's going on. But the bottom line is Batista is back and the animal has definitely been unleashed. I think this was a great way to start off the night and was definitely a hell of a way moving forward that set the tone for what we would get later on in the night. First match saw Big E Langston and the Rhodes Dynasty versus The Shield. Now, The Shield would pick up the victory, and Seth Rollins actually gets the victory over Big E Langston. I was very surprised by this. I was taken off by that. Didn't really realize where the WWE was going with that. But either way, The Shield picks up the victory. I give that match 4 out of 5 stars. Up next, Daniel Bryan would come out and explain his actions as to why he got retribution and why he did what he did with the Wyatt family. And this was some pretty good mic work between Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt, who was on the Titantron. This was very eerie. This was very explosive. And Daniel Bryan, we have learned that Daniel Bryan will face Bray Wyatt at the Royal Rumble, but we are not sure if Daniel Bryan will be in the actual Royal Rumble match itself, but this was a good segment nonetheless. Up next, it was Xavier Woods versus Fandango, and this match was actually pretty relatively short. Fandango gets the victory. I don't know what's up with that, but yeah. Then Kane would come out to apologize to CM Punk for hitting a chokeslam on him on Friday Night SmackDown, but that was all but apology unaccepted because CM Punk would accept an apology in his own with a smack to the face, and he would just stop beating the crap out of Kane. Kane tries to come back in the ring, but due to repercussions Kane would face, out would come Brad Maddox and made Billy Gunn versus CM Punk. This was an alright match. CM Punk once again sticking it to the Authority, but then Kane would get the last laugh because as soon as CM Punk was done beating Billy Gunn, Kane would stack the odds against CM Punk because CM Punk would be the #1 entrant into the Royal Rumble, and I can guarantee you this is not going to sit well with CM Punk, the best in the world. Up next, it was Rey Mysterio versus Alberto Del Rio in another match of the night, in my opinion. Some scary moments during this match where I thought Rey Mysterio was legitimately hurt, especially when he did that springboard, off the second rope onto the outside of the ring. I thought he re-injured his leg. I thought he would need surgery 18 times in his left knee again, but that would not be, as Del Rio would come in the end. As good and as hard as Mysterio fought in this match, Del Rio fought a little bit harder. Excuse me, I'm still getting over Batista coming back. That was just huge. My emotions are getting the best of me right now. And speaking of Batista, he would come out after the match and he would hit a spine buster and a Batista bomb on Alberto Del Rio. And up next was a face-to-face confrontation between Brock Lesnar and The Big Show. Now, this was very intense and volatile. The Big Show got the best of Brock Lesnar once again, tossing him outside the ring. Brock Lesnar was very frustrated, and you could see that Brock Lesnar is trying to figure out how the hell he's going to be able to defeat The Big Show. This was another good segment. I found it was good. 4 out of 5 stars. Up next, it was the Funkadactyls versus AJ and Tamina. Naomi picks up the victory over AJ in a surprise and a stunner. 2.5 out of 5 stars for that contest. And then in from there, we would see the Usos go against the Wyatt family in tag team competition. Now, in this match, Daniel Bryan would come out and what I like to call seek and destroy. He is trying to take out the opposition, so it'll be just one-on-one at the Royal Rumble. This was a pretty solid match. Good thing here. Give it about 3.5 out of 5 stars. And then the main event, Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton. Could lightning strike twice? Could Kofi Kingston upset Randy Orton once again? Well, this was an alright match. Alright, because it really never had an ending because John Cena would come out and he was just a ball of fire and he would take to Randy Orton and these two would have pretty much a street fight all around the ring, all up the ramp, through the crowd to the outside where Randy Orton got in a getaway car and away goes Randy Orton. I thought something else was going to happen, but John Cena tonight proving that, he is ready for the Royal Rumble and he is ready for Randy Orton and everything that is going to come his way. So pretty volatile there between Randy Orton and John Cena. What a way to, end Monday Night Raw. So your comments and your opinions. I think this Raw did everything. It delivered in the ways that it could have, it should have. And, the WWE came up big time. The focus was around the Royal Rumble. The feuds, the storylines, the anticipation. I think WWE did everything right tonight. They put all the things all the right things in the right places to make Raw as memorable as it was. And like I said, this was the go-home show, to the Royal Rumble. I liked it. I'd give it, I think, solid 8 out of 10 stars. And I don't think that's too high. I don't think that's too low. I think that's just right. Subscribe.